So this morning I'll be trying out a new clay mask from Milk Makeup. This is the Watermelon Brightening Face Mask. Milk is one of those brands that I've never tried before. I've always wanted to, but it comes across as slightly gimmicky to me. But this one kind of reminded me of the Olay Glow Boost mask that came out earlier this year. So the main ingredients for these are exactly the same, except you get more product with the Olay mask. And the milk mask comes with a few extras such as peptides and fruit extracts. But I was kind of excited to try this one out. I love the idea of these masks that come in a stick. I'm all for anything that makes the process a lot less messy and low maintenance. But before we get into this test, if you're new to my channel, I review new masks all the time. They're one of my favorite products to try out, and if you'd like to look at my playlist, the link for that will be in the description box below, or you can click right up there to watch. Also, if you're enjoying this video while watching it, please consider giving it a thumbs up. It does help me out with engagement. If you want to know more about this mask, don't go anywhere, just keep watching. So I picked this up for $29. Keep in mind those are Canadian prices, so we tend to be a little bit higher up here. And they give you 30 grams or 1 fluid ounce of product. And on Milk's website, it says, "Gotta be somewhere in a flash. Our mastic formulas are concentrated, allowing you to apply less product than with traditional clay masks. This means you get all the benefits in 5 to 10 minutes. The formula also guarantees comfortable wear without the tightening and hardening sensation that often comes with clay, so you can go live your life without a hitch." So for ingredients, we have glycerin, which helps to replenish dry skin. It doesn't really moisturize your skin, it just helps hold water up against it, and this leaves it feeling hydrated and moisturized. Next, we have watermelon fruit extract that helps hydrate your skin also. There's also vitamin C and vitamin E to help fight free radical damage. And there's also Matrixyl, which is a peptide complex. Peptides help your skin appear smoother by improving skin elasticity. The main base ingredient in this is kaolin clay, which can sometimes be a little bit drying on the skin, but with the other ingredients in here, this shouldn't be an issue. And on Sephora's website, there are 20 reviews so far with an average of 4.8 stars out of 5. And this mask is also vegan, talc-free, cruelty-free, and gluten-free. So apply evenly to damp or dry skin, avoiding direct contact with eyes. Let mask dry down for 5 to 10 minutes, then rinse with warm water. Use 2 to 3 times a week. Pair with the Watermelon Brightening Serum to add brightness and hydration. Yeah, it doesn't really have a scent to it. I smell the clay, obviously, but I don't really smell any fruit extracts or anything. So looking in the viewfinder, it really isn't doing this mask justice because the color for this is awesome. It's like this borderline peachy flamin' pink color, which I know really doesn't add any benefit to the mask whatsoever. But I don't know. There's just something about a bright, colorful mask that makes it extra fun. So spreading this around on my face was super easy. The only areas that are a tad bit tricky is like where like in the inner corners of my nose here. So I'm just gonna like sort of pat like the product in there because it was just impossible to kind of touch up those areas. But other than that, this was easy to apply. I don't want to say it's impossible to apply too much product, but it's pretty close. Whenever I use clay masks in the past and I apply them with this little spatula, which I usually use for most of my masks that come in jars, I inevitably always end up using way too much product. But with the masks that come in sticks, it's not impossible to use too much product, but it's pretty darn close. So the time is 1:06. So I'm just gonna relax for about 10 minutes and then I'll be back with my thoughts on this mask. So the time is 1:16. So I've had this on my face for 10 minutes exactly. So this has been completely dry for a while now. It dried super quick because the layer is so thin on my face. It only took about 5 minutes to dry completely. One thing I'm really liking about this is I can move my face around and I don't feel like the layer of clay cracking. Most of the time when it comes to clay masks, when they start to dry and tighten, you have to keep your face super still, otherwise they start to crack, and this doesn't do that. So I'm gonna go and rinse this off super quick and then I'll be back with my thoughts on this mask. Rinsed off and squeaky clean. So I'm loving how my skin is feeling. This one definitely has a mild exfoliant. I can feel the difference in my skin overall. It feels a lot smoother than it did earlier. And there's absolutely no sticky residue, which I was a little concerned about because this does contain peptides in it. And peptides can be a little bit tricky. I find if they're too concentrated, they can leave like a really uncomfortable sticky residue behind, but I don't feel anything. So I think I might be able to get away without applying a moisturizer with this one. It doesn't feel super hydrated, but it doesn't feel like stripped of moisture either. As far as brightening goes, I'm going to have to try this out a few more times before I decide whether or not I see a noticeable difference. But this is a mask that I'm definitely going to keep using and I would consider purchasing again. If you're looking for a cheaper alternative, the Olay clay masks are pretty close to the Milk mask. The main ingredients are the same. They both contain glycerin and kaolin clay as their base ingredient. What makes this mask more expensive is it contains the brightening ingredients and the anti-aging ingredients such as the vitamin C and the peptides. But if you have any questions about either of these products, just leave them in the comment section below. Please be sure to like or subscribe if you enjoyed this video, or like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye!